Alright, so I'm back out here at the engine, at the heads. So I'm gonna try and get started on these heads today and try and get them finished and bolted on today. So we're just ain't gonna use that many tools today, but here's a 400 grit lapping compound. That's really fine. It's just a finish compound, or just to knock the carbon off compound. Also going to be using a Pittsburgh overhead valve compressor. You can buy this stuff at any local parts store. And a lapping tool. Now the lapping tool is kind of different. I'll show you what's going on here. I got to take this apart anyway, so we're just gonna, I ain't gonna do but one at a time. That way we don't get anything mixed up. So you see right here, if you can, I get my big fingers out of the way. You can, there's two halves to this valve right here, that keeper. So the spring compressor is going to compress this spring, which is going to loosen up this retainer where you can take these keepers off. You take the keepers off, take the spring off, and just take the retainer off, and the spring will stay in the compressor. At that point in time, you'll be able to push the valve out, and then you'll put the compound on the valve. You'll push the valve back in. You'll take the plunger, spin stick, whatever you want to call it. It will adhere to the valve, and then you will spin it. A lot of people spin it round and round. A lot of people spin it back and forth. I have seen people put the end of the stem on a drill and spin it that way. My policy on that is, if you're having to spin it that hard, that fast, and if it's out that bad, it probably needs to go to the machine shop. This is only for light stuff. You know, this is not for, you know, seats that are burnt, or seats that are warped, or seats that are not feeding properly. This is just minor head work. So these valves, these seats held 5 minutes with alcohol on them, rubbing alcohol, which is really thin, so they're good to go. The valve seats and the valves are matching, so I just need to clean them up. Put the new valve seals are right down inside of here, so I will need to put new valve seals on it. And that's pretty much it. Put it all back together and move on to the next valve. I wish somebody was out here and I could show you the exact steps, you know, the exact procedure, but I don't have anybody that can actually be out here with me to hold the phone. So I'm just going to have to do this in steps. So I'll break the valve down and I'll show you how to lap the valve in, and then I'll show you how the valve should go back together, and then I'll have to cut you off and start the process over. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I'm back. So you can tell the compound right here, how thin that is. You can tell that the port is clean, chamber's clean. We did get the valve apart. As you look down into there, you can see that it's clean. I do have the compound on the valve itself, and we're going to set the valve right back down into there and just kind of push it gently until it evidently hangs up. So let's try this again. I don't see any burls on it. The valve's not bent by any means. So, duh, it's hitting the wood board right here. Duh. So, I didn't say I'm the smartest guy in the world. But hey, you know, we all can't be the smartest, man. So, I'll let that belong to somebody else. I'm just a smart man. So, you take the suction cup, as you can tell, and you place it down on top of the valve, and you push, and you just, well, there again, I can't really show you. I wished I could, but it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So you give it an idea of what's going on. You sit and you spin it, and let the compound do the work. Kind of takes a minute to figure out which one's probably going to be better for it. So, but you just sit and let it. You just spin it back and forth. I'm making a mess of this video, but I'm trying. So you spin it until you get it refined to the point you want it. Pull it back out. Wipe the silicone off of it, or the grinding material off of it, the paste, and put it back together. Make sure you oil the stem. Don't leave the stem dry. And I'll be back in a second. Alright, as you can see, the valve is now back in there. It has been oiled up, as you can tell, by the way it looks. So what happens next is this needs to go on. Okay, and then the keepers, these little keepers right here, if you can see them, will go right down on top of those three ridges right there. So that's what I'm fixing to do. I got to put the valve stem on, of course. I mean, the valve stem seal on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, the valve is back in there. Valve, spring, retainer, and keepers are back in there. I did use some assembly lube on the rocker arm here. There's no sense tightening it up any tighter until I get it in the engine because of push rods and things of that nature. I did make sure that the oil hole was clear. As you can tell, it's back in there. It looks good. I probably won't cut you back on until I get ready to put the heads on. So that's probably going to be it for today. The other head is sitting right there. So yeah, so when I get ready to put the head on, I'll be back, and maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Really don't know. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and it's supposed to rain Wednesday, so I'll be back Thursday probably. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for staying this long if you have. Appreciate everything. Subscribe, ring the bell, get that notification. Tell a friend, leave a comment. If you leave a comment, please try and leave a positive comment. If you can't leave a positive comment, at least leave the end of the comment in a positive manner, like have a good day, have a nice day. Don't leave somebody else in a negative attitude. And I do thank you. See you.